I'll give you $50 per person to sign up. You know, so something like that. You know.
Yeah, that's always good.
Every now I'll give them like a free gi. I'm always trying to. I'm pretty reasonable as far as that. You know, I'm not a. People that know me will tell you I'm not a greedy person in that sense. You know, I'm happy to reward people if they're doing a good job. If they're not doing a good job, like I'll sit them down and like, bro, you're not doing a good job. If you want to keep this job and you want to be part of this team, you have to start changing. Otherwise, you're still my friend, but you know, goodbye.
Definitely, yeah. So you make sure they get the job done, and if they do it well and beyond your expectations, you're happy to reward them.
Absolutely.
That's great. What is one of the greatest recognitions you have ever provided for someone else?
I'm sorry, say it again.
What's the greatest recognition you have ever provided someone else?
Can you think now? I mean, I probably have better examples than writing people checks, but I'm trying to think here. It's a tough one. What have I? Well, I guess I'm always like. You know, like, a lot of times, everyone's different, you know, you kind of, like, some people might be motivated by money, like, I notice that some people, sometimes just, like look them in the eye and say, thanks a lot, bro, that means more to them, you know.
Definitely.
It kind of depends on who you're dealing with. I guess that, money is not all people are looking for. A lot of times, the appreciation means a lot more than just, you know, of course, everyone likes money, but, I've noticed that, you know, like, I have one of my employees, for example, he's a very loyal guy, very competent. And I don't believe that money is his motivation. But he has his daughter who's absolutely in love with. She's a beautiful little girl, and she does really well on the mat. So I feel that whenever I give her like special attention or I give her props or anything, that makes him a lot happier than giving him a check. You know, and I've noticed that before. So I kind of, you know, like I think that's cool. You know, he really loves his daughter. He wants her to be a really successful fighter, and so if I give her like special attention or the other day I put something about her on my Twitter, you know, and he was like so happy about it. You know, so something like that. It kind of depends who you're dealing with. Like different people have different motivations and are rewarded different ways.
That's great that you see that. What's the greatest recognition that you yourself has ever received?
I don't know. Like I've been very, very fortunate as far as that. You know, one day. You know, when I left Brazil, I had this, we call it social projects in Brazil. They call it for underprivileged kids. And I had like 60 kids trained just for free, you know.
Wow.
And it was awesome. And I was like, I was like their superhero. They loved it. It was like one of the coolest things I've ever done, you know. It's like, I still communicate with them. We exchange emails all the time. They're awesome. And right before I left, they put together like a DVD. Like they put together all these images, like interview with them, and like images of them training, and then they put a DVD together and tell me how much they love me, how much they were gonna miss me because I was gonna move to the U.S. And I still have it. It's an awesome, like a little short documentary.
That
it was
awesome.
really, really cool, and I mean that something like that to me means a lot. You know, every now and then I've seen it like 15 times. It's really cool. You know, like a bunch of little kids, and they put it together. I thought it was awesome. You know, and then you know, like for example, I work with a guy like Frank Mir. He's one of my best friends. He's awesome. You know, and when I fought, you know, fighting again in November soon, and he wanted to be like, he was so happy to be in my corner. You know, he's like, he wanted to support me because he wants me to do well. It's like, that's fucking cool. You know, you guys supporting you like that, and that's, to me, it means a lot. You know.
Yeah, motivation.
Like I've trained a number of different other fighters, and some of them are less grateful than others. You know, some of them just take you for granted. And they think that they're doing you a favor by allowing you to instruct them.
Yeah.
Some people think like that. They think they're rock stars and they're so important that training them is a privilege. You know, others no. Others really appreciate it. I've noticed the ones that are most successful tend to be more, just better people in general, and they appreciate it more. Like one time I was just after class, like, you know, talking full force, force yourself, like a big fat chick out of the blue. She's like, bro, thanks, bro. You know, like appreciating the help I've given them. You know, like not everyone does that. You know, a lot of people don't. Just like I'm doing you a favor. You know, like they forget. Oh, like I've been doing this for 13 years exclusively. I know what I'm talking about better than. There are few people in the world that can say they know as much jiu-jitsu as I do. You know, and I'm giving this information willingly to these people, and I'm not like I'd say the vast majority of them don't appreciate it. Yeah. So that's kind of cool when people appreciate what you do. Yeah, definitely. So I've been going back to your question. I've been rewarded a lot. You know, it's hard to say like, oh, this is the best one. Like I'd say if I had to choose one, it'd probably be that DVD. It meant a lot to me. You know? Like, it was something beautiful.
Really sentimental. That's awesome. All right. What are your thoughts about the philosophy that every worker is a learner, a doer, and a teacher?
I think that in life in general, people, you know, it's a constant learning process. And I notice that while I'm teaching, I'm actually learning a lot more than I'm teaching. I don't tell my students this, you know, so I probably keep it secret. But 90% of what I show in class is stuff that I have actually learned while I'm teaching it. No one ever taught me that stuff. It's just like as I'm teaching, I come up with stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, oh, I never thought about that, and then I'll bring it up, and a lot of times I'm mentioning it like it's something I've known for years, and I just saw it. Like it's something I've seen like literally 5 seconds ago, but I'll teach it as something. I can immediately recognize when something's efficient, when something's practical and functional. So, because I've been doing this for so long, so I know like, if I see a move, okay, that grip would work, or no, that wouldn't. I can just look at it and I can tell. But so a lot of times I'll be showing moves and I'll be learning new stuff. So I actually believe I learn more than my students. You know, I think that goes for everything in life in general. You know, people by doing something for so long and then you start teaching, and you can learn a lot about not only what art we're doing, but like it's just people in general. And I've been teaching since I was 19 years old, and I'd say that you know, I'm 29, so I'd say 10 years now, and I consider myself to be a very experienced teacher.
Yeah,
you know, like I know students inside out. Like I know what to expect from them, what not to expect. I know different kinds of people. You know, they expect and want different things, and I kind of got the whole thing.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But, I don't know if that's exactly what you wanted as far as the answer, but.
That's great. All right. Do you ever practice job enlargement or job enrichment as a management tool?
I don't know if you know what. Like as in.
Job enlargement. Well, I guess you kind of sort of already answered these questions. You've actually been answering a lot of my questions as we go already. But like, do you ever provide? I guess you already answered this. You know, it'd be more. Do you provide you know, like emotional rewards, or do you give someone more responsibility to motivate them more, or you know, make them feel?
I think that goes back to what we were saying about like knowing who you're dealing with. You know, like certain people, I've noticed that they can only do one thing at a time, and they might be really good at it. They might hyper focus, but if you tell them to walk and chew gum at the same time, they'll get confused.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. So like other people, like the more things you give them, the happier they are. They feel important. They feel motivated.
Yeah.
But again, they have to be simple tasks. You know, so I have a guy that's a computer guy. He's brilliant with computers, but he hyper focuses with it. And if you ask him to do anything else, something as simple, hey, can you send this person an email? Something as simple as that, it's not going to get done. So I learned that the hard way. So now, okay, you can hyper focus on this right here, and let the other guys that can do 15 different small things at the same time deal with the emails or whatever. So it just comes down to delegation and knowing your employees.
All right, and my next question was, do you consider yourself to be a good delegator, which you've obviously already expressed. You definitely come into that very well.
I consider myself to be a really bad executioner. I'm not very good at doing stuff myself. I'm really good at delegating. Like I can walk in here and look at like 15 different things we have to do in this gym. I'm not going to do it myself. Like if I had to move that sign right there, I'd be like, I'll do it tomorrow. You know, I'm just gonna do it. But I'm really good at like I can spot 15 problems and like boom, boom, boom. You do this, you do that, you do that. Like if you put a group of 20 people in front of me, I'll tell them what to do. And I can do that. Like I feel that I'm the kind of guy. I have to be the general, the leader. I cannot be I just couldn't do it.
All right. How important is the team concept between you and your employees?
Very important. Very important. You know, the team is, and it goes back, we're saying like the communication. There has to be, like, we have business